Hey, Jenna here with Dip and Fun and Bookworms and Brushes subscription box. I am getting ready to do what I am calling the weekly whimsy. Doing a little bit different than I have last few weeks. Back on Facebook Live, see how this goes for me. And then I will post the little more cleaner version on YouTube later. But as you can see, I have some coral here. So these here are my tracers that come in my subscription box. So if you don't know what that is, I have recently started a Bookworms and Brushes subscription box, where it's a art club slash book club, and we are reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So we are doing a bunch of sea-inspired artworks. This is one of our past weekly whimsies, and then this is going to be our final project at the end of our book reading. And then we have like this awesome little community where we discuss our art and discuss our book, and it has been a really awesome time. So I will do here soon, I'm going to do like a box opening to show all my little details of my box that just launched in June. So if that's something you would like to do, definitely check that out. I'm gonna decide when I'm gonna do that and go live, and then I'll post that video. So if that's something you might be interested in, definitely check that out. I haven't quite decided when I want to do that, probably pretty soon. And what I did was, from my tracers that came in that box, I am putting just pencil lead on the back here. And this is going to create my tracer for me. So it's just a regular old pencil, and you just scribble and scribble and scribble. Okay? And then I have my watercolor paper with my washi tape. These things came in the box as well. And we are going to line up our coral. Actually, let me cut a little more of this off to give me a little bit better idea of how to center this. Okay. And then I am going to take another piece of washi tape here and tape this. So I want that about right there, and tape it across the top there. And then this creates like a flap where you can check and see how the tracing situation is going. And I'm just going to take my pencil again, and I'm going to trace out this main piece of coral right here. So I just got done reading, I don't remember what chapter I'm on now. So we're trying to read about 6 chapters a week to stay on track with each other. And I read not long ago the part in 20,000 Leagues where the professor meets Captain Nemo, and Captain Nemo is sort of showing him around the Nautilus and showing him his collection of stuff, and then talks a lot about the coral and stuff. So if you haven't read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, it's super cool. There's a lot of science that goes into it, and for the time, so it was, I'm trying to think, mid to late 1800s was when this book came out by Jules Verne. And he definitely was very interested in his science. And he did a lot of research to write his books for sure. So his stuff's really cool. I definitely recommend it if you haven't got a chance to read it. But I figured, based on what I read the other day, I felt like the coral was a good one to start with. So the cool thing about coral is you can't really mess it up. It's very squiggly and branchy. And this doesn't have to be, I'm not getting every little piece, I just want the main gist of it as I'm tracing this out. Also, if you're local, I have my last summer event at the Renaissance Festival location, 1572 Barbecue. So if you want to come out and paint with me in person, that last event is coming up in July, or I guess we're in July. Happy 4th tomorrow, right? So it is the Hobbit house that we are painting. So definitely come out and hang out with me. That one is appearing like it's going to sell out. It is selling very quick. So if you're interested, grab your tickets soon. Okay, so I've got my basis for my, I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, it's hard to see on the video. The really light pencil for my original coral. I'm mainly going to just get some of my placement on here, but I'm not going to be really perfect with it. And then I'm going to go back and add some of the detail here in a minute. And then a lot of it will be paint. And I want to try to use a bunch of colors. Get lots of pretty tones in here. Okay. I'm going to take my pencil now and add, let's see, a little more detail. So you should be able to see this a little easier. Now really with this, the coral, I don't feel like you necessarily need to even use the tracer. It's almost, well, I guess it just depends on your comfort level with drawing. So you could definitely do this at home if you're comfortable drawing squiggly lines. Almost try to like shake as you're doing it. The whole point of these little weekly Whimsies is just to create some time to create, just for relaxation purposes, and to sort of get your creative juices flowing. There is a reason that there is such a thing as art therapy. So, and you don't have to be good with art, you don't have to be good at it, you don't have to know anything about it. You can use whatever you have at home. That's the most amazing thing about it. Okay, so there's our main piece of coral, and then we've got like our sort of ripply, I don't even know, I don't know that much about sea stuff, I guess. Definitely not this type of thing. So it's got like the little, this looks like flowers. And then we've got this one here that's all squiggly. I think this will be a little bit easier to replicate with once I get my paint on here. So I'm just going to sort of create where I want these things. And then more than anything, use this as inspiration, this piece here. Now with my other ones, like in the past when I did my narwhal and stuff, I traced that pretty much like the tracer was. This one we're gonna use more like inspirational. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get just a bunch of colors out. of my paint, and I've got my silicone mat here that I'm going to use. Let's see if you can see that. So there, and I've got my paint. So these are paints. These can be ordered to come in your box if that is something that you need, or you can use whatever acrylic paint you have at home. But I do offer this as like an add-on to the subscription box if that's something you're interested in, just to make it easy. So I am just going to put a whole bunch of colors on here and try to make this super colorful. So my last couple paintings have only been a few colors. But I want this one to be colorful for sure. And then I think I'll probably do the background like dark. So I've just got white, the yellow ochre, the red, blue. I'll put a green on here. And then I'm going to put the black, I think. And then we'll just see where this takes us. So I don't usually have an exact idea of how I'm going to paint these until I get going. And this is just to show you one way to do it. Of course, you can paint it however you like. Okay. I've got my paints out there. Got the white, the yellow ochre, red, blue, green, black. Okay. Move that out of the way. And then I've got my brush set. This is also an add-on you can add on to a subscription box. And just so you know, if this is something you're interested in, I will be launching again in August-ish. And I will be posting here soon a wait list. So very limited. So I'm going to start with my round number 5. I'll probably use mainly this one for most of everything. So I think I'm going to start with that main piece of coral there, and I'm going to do just sort of a orangey color. So I'm mixing the yellow, the red, and a little bit of white. There we go. I've got sort of a orangey color. Okay. And then I'm going to use the tip of my brush. And we also have, then I added to the box this time, which I think I'll add as part of the add-on for later, but we have the black ink, like sketch pen that I usually go back and get more detail in with later on. And I think that'll be good for this since it's a lot of squiggly lines. So again, I'm not making this super perfect because I'm going to go back and clean it up with my ink pen later and add like some texture and stuff with it. You can see typically when you start art, it's not that pretty in the beginning and it comes together at the end. So I can still see my pencil marks through here, which I like because it's going to give me sort of a direction for my pen later. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit of red on my brush that I did not clean off. I'm just going to sort of go along and create some texture and shadow on my coral in some of the areas. And then I'm occasionally adding water to my brush so that it blends smoothly. So this is on watercolor paper, so it's pretty thirsty, so it'll soak up the water pretty quick. So you definitely have to keep your brush damp. Okay, so there's our main piece of coral. And then we've got this piece right here. So you can see it's almost like a flowery looking thing. So what I'm going to do is create like a darker, let's see, I think I'm going to do blue. So I rinse my brush out and then I'm just picking up the straight blue. And I'm going to cover that whole area with the blue. And then we're going to go back with like a lighter blue and create like the little tufts. Okay. So I'm going to rinse my brush a little bit, pick up some blue, I'm going to use a little bit of white. Just mix a lighter blue. And then I'm going to add, let's just like dots. Here, I think I just mean mainly white though. There we go. So I would say the main thing with this is just getting a lot of different textures in there. I rinse my brush out again, and then I'm going to go back with that straight blue and then create like the underneath piece of the coral. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to do this squiggly guy right here. Rinse my brush again, and I'm going to just go in straight with the yellow ochre. I don't really have a super good, I think I'm just going to make a bunch of squiggly lines. And then I'll go back and hopefully get some good detail in with the pen later. And I am creating like a dark background, which is my plan right now. Sometimes I start with the background and sometimes I start with the focus. It just sort of depends. Okay. Liking it so far. Alright, and then we're going to do something down in this corner here. I haven't quite decided. I'm going to do like a yellowish green. So I'm going to pick my green up, my yellow, mix in. So I've got like my yellow and my green. So I'm going to mix like a, there we go. And then go down in here. So we've got a lot of different colors going on. I've got a decent amount of water on my brush right now. cool thing about the coral is you can be pretty free with it. So I think I'm going to create a whole lot of this green in the background here, and then I might do another color of something smaller right in here. So like something like that right there. And then I'm not going to wash my brush again. I'm going to create some texture on this area. And I'm just putting white, still wet. I'm getting some color variation there. And I just take the straight green. It's all about the texture and the colors of the coral. Okay? Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. So now I'm going to go in, and this might be a little bit more of the tedious piece of this. I'm going to start creating like the background, and I want mainly black for this. I'm trying to decide. I think actually the smarter way to go about this would be to use my pen first. So this also came in the box, and I'm going to use the brush side. So there's two pieces to this, the tiny pen side and then the brush side. I'm going to use the brush side, and I'm going to start up here with this coral that that should already be dry. And I'm going to go around it and make this very clean. So this is why you don't have to be super careful. And then I might actually just fill in the background with the pen. We'll have to see. This might be the best option instead of using the black like I had originally planned. I don't know, I might still use it. Alright, let's see. You can see I've got like lines down in here. Oops, sorry. My husband just got home and my dog's barking. Just shut the door. Hopefully you can still hear me. Huckleberry Finn! Hush, buddy. So around the lighter spots on the coral here, I'm just doing like circular dots to create the depth underneath the coral. I'm just like dotting it. It's like creating circles. Okay. And then down here, Strawberry. It's alright, buddy. Alright. I'm liking this a lot. Squigglies. And I'm not lifting my pen. Okay. And I'm just coloring in some of the space between. Okay, so I've got mainly the coral drawn out. I am going to use my paint, my black paint, so I'm going back to my same brush I was using, and then I'm going to grab some of the black. And just fill in some of these bigger spaces. And then if you notice, I'm going to leave this a little light up there, and I think I'm going to add some blue just to give it some variation. Blue, add some water on my brush, and I still have the black in there. So it's almost like a navy. I don't know if you can see that you probably can't see that too much on the video, but at the very top there, it's almost like a navy color. Add a little bit of too much water, so I'm going to pick some of that up. Blue again. There we go. I like that better. Okay. And then my last little detail, I'm going to take the small side of my pen and then just create some like cross hatching lines just to give some depth. A little bit and some more texture. texture and color in this one. That's mainly what we're focusing on. So we use lots of dots, cross hatching, circles, squares, whatever. Texture and shapes. That's what we're going for. Alright. So I'm going to use a few little squiggles through this one here. Alright. I like it. So we're going to go ahead and take off the tape. That's a bummer. Sometimes my tape, I didn't get enough right there where my paper, but there we go.